Welcome back. Welcome to our next episode of Ironsworn Starforged. My next step into this wonderful game that has just come out. Still no music. You won't see anything come through, but I am listening to the Expanse soundtrack. I just started that series. Super good, super fun. Had to get into something sci-fi while playing this so that I can get into some other things at the same time, basically get some inspiration effectively. So where we left off last, our dear Kurt Pines had just ripped his way out of and let me get my forge names up here because that's fun. Of Eidolon travel, he had ripped out of a drift travel space wave, however we want to call them, those sort of red lines that streak across the cosmos and allow us to travel on them like surfers on waves. When last we saw our hero Kurt Pines, he had quote unquote hero, anti-hero, whatever we want to call him. He had just ripped his way out of one of those drifts and found himself in the Ebon Threshold sector, a sector of space that has been under the iron fist of the First Triumphant, one of the religious orders, one of the three religious orders that dominate the Forge in many fashions. We haven't really gotten to the details of what that religion is and what it can do. I think we'll get into it later, but we do know that they are in the possession of Unity Station, a very powerful precursor. God, I don't know what to call it. Literally, it's a space station, effectively a vault that they have gotten to move and been able to begin using some of its technology to terraform planets. We are infiltrating said. Our mission is to infiltrate Unity Station, and our inciting incident is tied into that mission. We are attempting to retrieve a precursor communication device from our contact, the Warden, in Unity Station, a leader of a science team or a digging team. I'm more like I would say a scavenging team that goes deep into the inner vault of Unity Station to retrieve goods for its triumphant masters, but the Warden's been smuggling stuff out for a bit of a pretty penny on the side. I have been employed by the Warden to my contact to make the transfer from this organization that is interested in sharing knowledge throughout the entirety of the Forge and making communication once again a thing across vast distances. And this technology may be able to do that, but I've been charged not so much charged, but I think I have been given the opportunity to make the transfer. I've been contacted by as Kurt. When I say I've been contacted by Warden to get this object from him, and here I am. Here Kurt is ready to get it, and he's got a little bit of investment himself. He wants this knowledge for his own background. This ability to communicate across the Forge could be something he'd be interested in for sure. So is he not going to complete the deal from one side or the other? I think he is. Maybe not. He is a shitter. If he knows how to use it, he will. But if anything, he's going to enlist the help of that organization in their communication endeavors to further his own ends. So that's why he's here. He's here to get paid, but he's probably also here to for his own benefit. So I imagine the credits or the coin or the iron, whatever we're trading, isn't as important to him as the prospect of contacting far distant sectors that he has yet to go to. Anybody knows his name, who he is, where he's from. A lot of his history has been lost to memory, picked up by the Legion long ago. So I think we left off on a weak hit. Ooh, badoo. I think we left off on a, yes, we did. We left off on a weak hit on our iron, on our swearing iron vow, I believe. Let me check out all the way to the back to moves. Yes, we got a weak hit, which was we were determined to begin our quest, but we are determined, but begin our quest with more questions than answers. We take +1 momentum and envision what I do to find a path forward. I interpreted that as having some issues since I started not exactly in media res, but with a bit of a prologue introducing Kurt, his AI Wade, and the ship the Reaper. After doing so, I made immediate contact with the Unity station, trying to cloak myself in a device that would make me seem like one of their own. A fake ID, as it were, and they seem to have seen through my ruse, and that's how I've interpreted my weak hit. The numbers don't add up. They want me to go to a security dock and not to the normal in and out civilian docks of this very surreal spiked station. So, and before we pick up, I actually did a very, very quick doodle of what I think the Reaper looks like. Very, very rough sketch, going for very simplistic. So in my head, the those sort of red like stringed waves that we go through to make through the drifts, I'm imagining like whatever ship that you're on has to interact with those some way, and I'm imagining these huge just like filter drives or something like that, where I immediately hit those red waves and it just sort of like sucks it in and projects it into energy to be able to boost out to faster than light speed. And then Reaper, I had to have some kind of like hook or scythe to the front of it, which I think is cool. And then there's the sort of spider landing gear. So I think this baby lands like upright. So it would actually look kind of terrifying, like this tower situation. So yeah, it gets bigger and fatter on the way back. So not quite like a spider. They don't come off on the sides, but they do come straight up, which would be interesting because I don't know how much I think it's mostly just landing gear. I don't know if it moves on the surface. I think that's a little too convenient. I think it's just spider arm landing gear and it lands just like a rocket straight up. And yeah, that's just a fun little illustration of it going through, a little doodle of it going through drift space through Eidolon travel, and just gets me in the mindset of kind of the ship that I'm in. It helps me along. So yes, we are going to pick pretty much back up where we were. We see Kurt just sort of flipping some switches, just transferring everything over out of Eidolon Drive and into just the manual, as he just kind of like lets the smoke from his cigar once again fill the cabin as he always does, just poofing ever so much through those gritted teeth. Let's see if I can talk him down. All right, Wade, we're pulling in. We can just see him like move the steering wheel, just push those joysticks forward on either side. I imagine, both handles kind of situation. Very much your stereotypical helm setup of any good classic spaceship. He's pushing those joysticks forward, and the yeah, I think at the same time we're just seeing him hit switches and stuff and ready himself in. And when he comes in over the radio to respond, we hear like a different voice, like a mask voice. It doesn't sound like the gritty smoker's lung voice of Kurt Pines. Instead, I think it is I made an illustration of Kurt too. I'll have to get that up for a different episode. It's he basically looks like the dude from not Spike from Cowboy Bebop, but his bald companion. He's got the same. I basically based this character pretty much completely off that character from Cowboy Bebop, the big dude. I can't remember his name. I wish I could, but very, very close to physically the look of him. But yeah, we see a different voice come through on the other side. And Kurt just confirms that I think it's a very like calm voice. I'm only imagining, and he just confirms that yes, he is going to comply. And it sounds like a younger voice as well. Somebody probably it's like young and spry, very contrast to Kurt. And we see the ship begin to from the outside just fly in towards the station, which again it looks like a just spread out onion of different spikes and just flayed everywhere, and not exactly comprehensible in places, but we can see along some of those spikes probably I don't even think it's like alterations or anything, but some of the strands come together to like form I imagine like an actual dock of those sort of flayed spiked forms. And like it's like imagine some of the spikes on this station just coming together to form a more a wider surface to accept any kind of landing. And it's in the moment that just sort of like we see those spikes come together to accept a ship. And we see the Reaper zoom down in and land just ever so softly. And by the way, I think halfway down, Kurt flips a switch, and we see sort of another switch. He's flipping all kinds of switches, I promise you. Lots of that's going to be happening because I don't know a lot of tech speech, so it's going to be very simple. We see a cloaking device activate over the ship and disguise it to look not quite as chunky, not quite as put together as the Reaper is, and we see it take the form of a much sleeker design, and I imagine something more similar to that of what the Triumvirate itself would fly. So he's immediately putting on the cloaking device. We're going cloak and shadow for sure, and as it lands, we see sort of these like the landing gear takes hold. We see these sort of strands come up from the spike of the or his spike platform that he's landed on, like literal almost like organic tech come up and just sort of like tie in the ship in places. And like connect in or whatever, and just sort of tie it down, because I imagine this whole sort of like I imagine these platform, these spikes, they're not always stable. They're probably always like moving a little bit. Again, think of the ship from the first Star Trek, the newer Star Trek movies, the first of that trilogy or 4-part series. That minor ship where all those pieces are just sort of everywhere, but always kind of constantly moving, like almost just a bunch of cords floating in space, but spikes instead. It's supposed to be incomprehensible. It's supposed to be weird and alien. And we would immediately see, stark to the contrast of the station itself, we would see a set of soldiers coming out, I imagine, along with probably some more official looking, like dock warden of a kind. Not the warden we're looking for, but like a dock master, I think, making his way out. A couple soldiers on his side, a couple of I imagine like engineers or crewmen, whoever like immediately is ready to accept a ship kind of thing, and get it all plugged in place. The landing crew, effectively. And we can see all that out of the window, and Kurt takes his cigar and puts it out in the ashtray on the dash, and he gets up from his chair. All right, Wade, hit me with a hologram bath. Make me look good. And he steps into another chamber that probably just to the side. That seems like definitely rigged into the Reaper later on. And we see the door iron close behind him, and it starts to fill up with a liquid. And within moments, the liquid of the chamber empties. The window on the outside is fogged, and it opens and we see a completely different looking dude. I'm going to just sort of ad-lib this. I don't think I need a card for it. I don't think I need anything special for it. I think this is perfectly fine to be working towards my scoundrel path and my ability to lie, bluff, and cheat. And I think this is just like a temporary shell situation. We could probably call it a hologram, but it probably has some physicality to it. Very temporary disguise for myself. Effectively the same idea as just putting on a disguise, but in a more futuristic manner, I think. And very put together, like not the very best. Like the tech, the core tech works, but the outside is very haphazard together, as are many pieces of the Reaper. Yeah, I think it's also probably, it's probably a functionality left over from when this was a Legion ship, and he just barely still has it running, just enough for him. And yeah, he steps out and we see individual probably in the, I'm imagining the Triumphant like clothes style is like black long coats with like blue highlights to parts, kind of thing. Like anything you would see like metal, like bands on the shoulder or anything would be like a light blue, almost what's the word, illuminated kind of thing. Yeah, he's got pale skin and just slicked back, almost so blonde it's almost white hair, and probably looks about 10 years younger, a hell of a lot thinner. His entire form has just changed, and as he speaks, we hear the voice of a very intelligent individual, but it's from the perspective of Kurt Pines, and we just hear my. He doesn't say my. No. It's gonna be hard not to talk like the role. And he'll say, "Son of a bitch, Wade, you're getting better at this. The voice is a good touch." And we would hear Wade echo back,
"Of course. I think this one will be my masterpiece. I don't think anyone will recognize you, Kurt."
"Kurt won't do. We'll need a different name." And yeah, I think a different name. What's my alias? I don't think I've ever really like come up with it. So let's he has to be very quick about it because he's about to be boarded. So he's just got to think in the moment. But we're going to use we're going to say Wade suggests one to him, and he doesn't want to be boarded. He wants to step out first, so he just needs a quick name, and we're going to get that for him the minute I find what I'm looking for. I'm scanning through the book. Sorry, it's hard to get things quickly. Where the heck are the... Okay, so this is the oracles. All of my things are just unspurled here. Characters, there we go. Character name, perfect. Let's get them dice rolling here. Oop, no, those are wrong. This is what I want. 54. Vega. Kira Vega. That's fine. That works. And I think, yeah, we hear Wade.
"Accessing old Legion archives for deceased names of individuals in the Triumphant, the First. Kira Vega."
Kira Vega. Oh no, I'm too close to. I'm gonna have a hard time. Kira Vega. It will work well enough. Occupation, he sort of goes down the very, very bluntly, everything he needs to know about this alias quite quickly. He just needs to know who he is, and I think by the time he makes it to the door, we would see something probably printed out, just fake ID, like actual fake like information. Basically, I want his scoundrel background to have him be sort of ready for this situation. We'll see if it all blows up in his face with a roll. I promise you, even though I'm illustrating these things, and it may seem like, man, he's given himself a lot of stuff here, the rolls will still be exactly the same as they were if I just stepped off this ship as I was and tried to make my way around. But to fit the narrative, I think he's got a reputation, and he needs to be able to cover himself one way or another. And yeah, we'll immediately, landing gear down, and waiting for him there is a crew of individuals from the Triumvirate, and he, the sort of the docking crew and those awaiting him, the dock master, security master, probably whoever probably not the exact individual who called him in, but somebody of importance, whoever they are. And as he comes down and begins speaking to them, we see him sort of deliver the paperwork that is required in this kind of situation. We see him in the attempt of trying to explain himself, explain the numbers, why they are the way they are, or why the ID is old, where he got the ship, where he's going, what his purpose is in the station. I'm not going to roleplay the every moment back and forth, but I think I'm going to simply give my intent in this situation. Only because I'm not going to give a roleplay back and forth, only because I'm not 100% confident that I would know the dialogue that would be exchanged here. And I feel as though this dialogue in particular would be very technical, and I'm not going to attempt to do a very technical dialogue. I will trip over myself very quickly, as has already been seen in the series, and not be able to really hold on to it. So yeah, we will see that back and forth being spoken between the two. It's a lot easier to RP solo when you're RPing in your head, but we'll maybe have some conversations back and forth. I promise you, if the conversations are easy enough for me to think of the back and forth and what it would be like. In this situation, it's very technical, like I said. So we're going to sum this up to a roll here. We are trying to compel them to let us in, basically. We failed our original roll, which was, we didn't fail, we just got a weak hit. Yeah, well, it says more questions than answers kind of thing, but I think this is just this is a bump in the road. We have them being suspicious of us out the gate, and I think we need to immediately attempt to compel them to, one, not search the ship, two, that we're legitimate and we're here on noble purposes, probably something along the lines of trade. He's probably brought supplies or something of the kind. He's trying to look the merchant type, but of the triumvirate, of the first at least. And yeah, he is he's gonna, this is an attempt to get past security. So when I try to persuade someone or make them an offer, so I think on a miss this can go a few ways. I might have to bribe. I might have to knock out a dock crew, which would be intense, but I'm not sure how this would go, and how far the acting skills of Kurt Pines can go as well. He is a scoundrel, so he's good at this. So I am making a move, a lying, bluffing, stealing, or cheating, add +1. I think the +1 in this situation from my scoundrel path is the rig I have set up on the ship that has disguised me. That's the +1 that I'm getting. That's what I'm summoning that up to. And a strong hit with a match, my deception creates an unexpected opportunity, and take the value of your shadow as take the value of your shadow as plus momentum. I don't get it. One sec. On a strong hit with a match, your deception creates an unexpected opportunity. Take the value of your shadow as plus momentum. Oh, that's like the reward. Wow, that would be insane to get fucking 3 momentum out the gate. So yeah, we're gonna make a compel move to try to get past security here. And our situation, we'll see how it works. What did the starship say? Yeah, your fully armed multi-purpose starship is suited for interstellar, and yep, it can comfortably transport several people, space cargo, carry and launch support vehicles. when you make an advance, when you advance, you may spend experience to equip this vehicle with module sets. Yeah, I just want to know a little bit more about what my spacer did, what my ship did. So we're doing a compel roll here. You tried to persuade someone or make them an offer. Envision your approach. I'm not trying to charm, pacify, encourage, or barter. Roll plus heart. I'm trying to lie or swindle. This is just this is shadow. I'm immediately trying to get him just to believe that this is all a misunderstanding. The idea on my ship is a little dated. I have been jumping sectors for some time now and have had the attempt to be able to renew my licenses. In fact, it's one of my purposes here in the Unity Station to renew my credentials, as it were. On top of that, with purpose to sell some of the goods that I have collected over my travels of the last few sectors of the Outlands. Not the Outlands, what are they called? Yeah, they are called the Outlands. Of the Outlands. I have many goods to trade, and I imagine many people who would be interested in having them. Food, water, other amenities that are needed. And yep, he hands his paperwork over to the officer, who looks down, I imagine. Very much our standard Star Wars Empire officer. Sorry if I smacked my mic on accident there. So let's get that roll out there. Okay, so this is +3, but plus an extra 1. So we have a 3 from the skill and a 1 from the ad from Scoundrel. So we are, yep, lying, bluffing, stealing, cheating, lying. Okay, so we technically get +4 to this roll. Let's see how it goes. Oh, and it's a double! Oh, fuck! Oh, man! Okay, yeah, on a strong hit with the match, your deception creates an unexpected opportunity. Take the value as momentum +3. I think the unexpected opportunity is my name. Kirin, God, what was it again? Fuck, what was my name? Anyway, pop this up to 6. Technically it's going to be 7 because the compel strong. They will do what you want or agree to your conditions. Add +1 momentum. I'm already at +7 momentum. Holy shit, this went way better than I thought it would. I'm so happy about it. Characters. What was my name again? I can't forget my alias. We got to write that down. Let's get that. We're gonna have a list of aliases by the end of this fucking game. By the way, this could have just as easily bombed, I think, and it would immediately be like my setup, my sort of hologram skin starts immediately flickering out and is just not of good use because that could easily be true. We rolled like a 53, I think. Yeah, it was Kira Vega. So, okay, Kira Vega. That is the first triumphant alias fake name. I'm not gonna try to spell alias because I'll fuck it up. Okay. I think the unexpected opportunity is that Kira Vega, though an unexpected opportunity. Huh. I wonder if we should roll. I don't know if we need to roll on it. I think Kira Vega is somebody important. Maybe we roll on a I think like we'll half and half this. I think it's the fact that Kira Vega is a even though this individual is supposed to be from Legion records and supposed to be somebody who's dead, I think their name means something, and it immediately is going to give me a clearer access. And I kind of want to know like a character roll really quick and see who this person was and see if that makes sense. I'll do a character roll, and if that doesn't work, we'll do the core oracles to figure out what it is, the two words. So let's immediately, God, I can't believe that scoundrel thing took off with doubles. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yeah, we came out with an 8 in that scenario too. So let's roll the dice. The Oracle. 26. An explorer. Oh, that makes a noted explorer. Somebody who, yeah, I think we immediately hear the officer. Kira Vega, the Kira Vega. And he's looking at the sort of paperwork and he just says, I have heard your exploits, Vega. You are the one who discovered several precursor vaults. Or, sorry, not precursor vaults, we'll say. You're the one who discovered several derelict settlements along the Expanse sectors not, 10 years ago? Your findings benefited the Triumvirate. Or not that he would say the first, not the Triumvirate. Your findings benefited the first in multiple fashions in dealing with the Balefires. It's an honor to have you. And he hands back the paperwork and says, yes, those are things. It's been a while since I've had such tales. I appreciate your please. I am much more modest than this. But I appreciate your recognition of my name. Thank you. It's been long since that time. But yes, I am here on other duties, though it would seem. My explorations have found me in the access of quite a few goods, ones that I think will be of use to the first ever further, to lighten my load, as it were. This is. Immediately looks to landing crew who's like sort of getting ready, like whether or not like the yay nay on whether to board, and they just sort of get a hand signal to like leave, like, you know, no reason to search Kira Vega, the great explorer's ship, who is totally. But this is the best thing because information doesn't travel very far, so they have no fucking idea that this explorer is totally dead via Legion records. How they died, we don't know. But shit, dude, this is great. And yeah, he's immediately escorted off the platform, and given sort of not full run of the place kind of thing, but the unexpected opportunity is that he's not going to be harassed in any way. In fact, he's even says, they wouldn't put me through having to go back to a social dock. I think they would just be like, you can stay docked here. We'll be sure to protect your ship. No reason to dock with the other common rabble. Be able to get to the sectors of the layers of the ship that I imagine you are here to see, without so much delay as it would for the more common rabble. He just leads me inside, and I think would just leave me to my own devices of going about what I would. And I act very much accordingly to like just going the direction that I would go, like totally like I knew where I was, because I've been through here before, but he doesn't know if Kira Vega has landed, I think. So he would in fact go about the sneaky ways of just asking where to go, asking for some locations of which he doesn't care, but just getting directions and sort of making his way down. He's offered an escort, he declines. And he'll find his own way. I am a famous explorer. Says, oh, of course. And so I think I could find my way around a precursor vault. He disappears into the crowd thing, knowing his ship will most likely not be scanned, not be gone into. This is perfect. This is exactly how you want to start a mission. And I think, breaking past security, getting here is going to advance our inciting incident. I think we've made it through security. We've done something that I think the advance move calls for. So if I go over to the advance move itself, I'm on the right voice, right? I'm on a normal voice. Cool. Just making sure. Yes. Moves. So if we go into legacy moves, fate moves, threshold, I don't know which one is just advance. It's adventure. Wouldn't it be adventure moves? Gather information, face danger, compel. It's an iron vow. It's a reach a milestone is what I was talking about, not advance. Reach a milestone. Overcoming a critical obstacle, gaining meaningful insight, completing a perilous expedition, acquiring a crucial item or resource, earning vital support, defeating a notable foe. I feel like this is a critical obstacle. Getting inside is a critical obstacle, at least to me. I actually made a ticking clock box or token for myself here to make myself have an easier time here. So this is oh yeah, and I'll bring over here. This is the marker. I stole it right from the book. So this would go to token. And you can actually multi-side and increase the ticks, which I think is awesome. So we're gonna make that 1 and 2. That way I'm not drawing the ticks themselves, which makes me so happy. I hate trying to do that or draw anything in Roll20. It's very difficult to make lines. So yeah, I think we've advanced ever further. And now we have to find the warden. I think gather information would make sense here. Though, does he actually need that, or can he just get down to him without any problems? But let's I feel like a gather information makes sense. We've just gotten here, but let's frame what it is. Like, we don't want to just go exercise in dice. We don't just want to go move to move to move to move without like detailing a little bit around what that means. And I would say, where's there it is, gather information. When you search for clues, ask questions, analyze evidence, or do research. Asking questions, I think, yeah, to figure out where the warden is at. This precursor vault is huge. I don't know if there's any one place that he's always going to be located. My mission was to get onto this boat, find him, get the device, get off this boat being Unity Station, and get this thing back to where it came from without issue. So I think, yeah, we just have to find the warden. Let's we're going to do a gather information, and I think to frame that fiction, we immediately see as he sort of split his way from the security docks and into the precursor vault itself. Let's actually get some details on this place, because we do have the advantage of the precursor vault itself having more sort of interesting things going on. So an inner first look. Originally, I think what did we roll for this place? Yeah. So we got the scale and the scope of the precursor vault, but let's do the inner first look. Let's get 2 bitty details here to see what this place is like when we step inside, because I think that's important. I'm immediately just imagining, like, in my head without even rolling, I'm imagining very like dark shaft levels of like floor to ceiling, like dark, almost obelisk like stone / metal on the floor and ceiling, being like 30 feet high between each one, and just rows and rows of buildings going out into the distance, very much like just this single sort of level of a starship kind of thing, but just stretching out in all directions to the point where you see almost like atmosphere going in the distance. So its scope is typical. Typical site of limited scope. So like it's still huge. I imagine this vault is quite large, but not ginormous, but big. I would say the size of your standard starship. So I think bigger than the Reaper. I think the Reaper's a much smaller starship. I'm imagining like a fleet ship, like a bigger boy. Much bigger, enough for me to be able to fucking dock this thing on. So huge. So let's get a couple rolls and see what this place looks like on the inside. 45 and 88. A faint ambient lighting that works perfectly. Because that's what I was thinking as well, like coming from above. 88. Well preserved. I like this a lot. put some periods here to kind of show that we've stopped that. So I know what's what here. Shape is spiky, metallic, industrial, inner first look. Not gonna roll on like vault purpose or anything on here. I don't think we quite know that information yet. Inner first look is going to be, was it faint, ambient lighting, and well preserved. So I think we can stick with sort of what I just illustrated, these like long sort of just like levels of like almost perfectly horizontal chambers that sort of go vast in either direction, but floor to ceiling. I think on the ceilings themselves we can just sort of see this sort of ambient light coming down and lighting these very dark halls. Because everything's black, everything's using this sort of metal, and I imagine they're very empty, very vast, with like not sort of makeshift, but I imagine the metals of that have been added to this place or manipulated to this place to form, I imagine, facilities or buildings or something of the kind for the I'm imagining just towered buildings kind of thing, that were probably formed either later on. Some of them are already here, but this is sort of the triumphant city inside of here, is how I'm imagining it in this station. But a lot of open space, a lot of open walking space, and just tons of people. Like I said, tens of thousands of people are packed into this, typically sized like fleet station, of the size of it at least. And it is a precursor vault, and they don't have full access to it, so there's just tons of people moving around. And he is just going to slip into the crowd of this place. We see that, and I think gather information makes sense. There's so many people here, he wouldn't know where he is, what part of the inner vault they are currently sort of delving into, and he needs to sort of find out where he can make contact with the warden. And he's got to do so like this can go wrong. He's got to do so secretly, because he's already said he's come here for other reasons. He could easily get into trouble again with the local law of the station, in that he's not here to renew his identification or sell goods. He's here for something else. But we'll see what happens. The more moves we make, the more dangerous the game gets, and that's how it goes. So we definitely need this to be a gather information. We are adventure moving. We're doing plenty of adventure moves here. Hell yeah. So we see him slip into this chamber. The details of it, as I've described: packed, floor to ceiling, quite vast. The floors are very wide. The ambience coming down, everything well preserved. The black metal of this chamber is very sleek, and I would say probably has some like old, like the carvings in it are very precursor, very old, and we can just see that it's now a very lived-in place. The members of the first have made their home here, to the best of their ability, which is probably not hard since it was so well kept. And they're already utilizing it. So we see him dive into the crowds, and then I think we see a few scenes of him still in the exact same form that he is before, but definitely moving at a pace, knowing where to go for the right people to talk to about this situation, at least, and an attempt to gather information. And we see him go to darker, seedier levels further down, where I think the further down you go, the closer the ceiling is to the floor and the shadier things get. And some of these buildings go floor to ceiling and just become these pillars of black metal. He goes into the shadier parts and starts looking for information to figure out where the warden is right now. Where is Voldar Wolf? And how can he get to him in a discreet fashion? So let's give that a roll. We were going with wits on that situation, and that is a complete and utter failure. Uh-oh. that's not good. So on a miss, your investigation unearths a dire threat or reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest. That's bad. Okay. All right. Cool. 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 We don't mark failures in this one, do we? So how do we interpret a bad thing happening? We have to pay the price. So let's see what the pay the price table has to say for us. Fate moves, pay the price. Um I'm just curious, yeah, what uh-oh. Roll twice. Okay, let's just see what this is. 11 and 70. You face a tough choice. You waste resources. Okay. Okay. I face a tough choice and I waste resources. So I'm already going to be wasting resources on this situation. And I'm immediately facing a difficult choice. And I think I may have an idea of what that is. So those resources being I think I'm just gonna down to 4 supply immediately right off the bat. I don't know if it would be, so it's minor, severe, or like major. I think is what you can do, 1, 2, or 3 anytime you are suffering. So if I go to the suffer move for so I suffer a minor loss, a serious loss, or a major loss. It's dangerous. I'm going to say it's a minor loss for this situation since this is a double hitter. I'm spending plenty of supplies to try to get in contact with the right people. I have to grease the right palms to find Wolf in a discreet manner and get a private meeting with him. I know that he's waiting for me, but like I have to get to him. He has to keep doing things. He can't be found out that he's shady. I have to get to him. He can't get to me or make my job easier. He has to stay pretty much doing what he is doing if he wants to keep above the eyes of the authorities here. The second thing, which is I have to make a difficult decision, I think is what we rolled. So going back to here, I face a tough choice. So I think we've spent resources to get to the right people, and I finally have gotten to somebody who perhaps would be able to help me in this situation. But they see through my ruse. They see through the hologram tank mock job I've done here. As it was not enough. It was not enough to sort of get past their keen eye, whoever this individual is, whoever the shady thug that I've come across here. Deep in the levels of Unity Station to find my good friend Wolf. Good friend, and he immediately knows that he's aware of Wolf's shady business. He's aware that this is going to be something important, and I think he knows this person knows what I'm here for, and I think they want a cut. They want a cut of what I'm getting. They want in on the situation. And I know that that's just going to complicate things. So I have a choice. I can either face a danger here, I think, and I'm going to say fight my way out of this situation and get a gun to this person's head to get them to give me what I want, which is extreme. Or I cut the deal with them here, and they're already like in a threatening pose thing where they've got their space guns, their metal sluggers, ready to go. And this individual, I don't know if it's a crime boss or if it's just a thug leader kind of thing. I think we would say, so you're Wolf's boy. You know, things travel, word makes its way around about certain jobs, especially the big ones. I know what you're here for. I know where Wolf is, the warden, that is. No reason to use dirt side names here, but let's just say me and him are on a more personal level.
If you want to get to him, well, let's just say I had interest in that job myself. One of my boys could have made that run. Instead, he chooses you. But here you are needing help, so it seems as though the work has come around back to me anyway. So, here's my offer.
And then we see them sort of lock the guns, kind of thing.
You're going to cut me in on the deal. Let's say you're just gonna act in a way where you're working for me. I get a percent of the profits from your little job for the warden, and I help you get to him without losing anything valuable.
As the sort of thugs jump forward. So I make a difficult choice here. Do I shoot myself out of this situation, get a gun to this motherfucker's head, and get the information I need without having to do anything, or do I cut him in on the rewards of my mission? Which I think in that case I'll be taking probably a lower rank on my legacy outside of whatever in fiction goods I'm getting. Since yeah, I'll be losing some of the honor of the situation, I think. I think things get violent. I've set it up to be so. I really do. I think things get violent. I'm set with a difficult choice of accepting this person's help at a sacrifice to my to my reward, to my name here, having to sort of cut myself down a couple pegs to lower myself to work with the rabble of the inner levels of the of Unity Station, or make a bigger name of myself, fight my way out of this, and possibly get very hurt. So I think immediately as this comes down, he sort of drops the voice modulator. We see him click something off of his neck. Some of the hologram fades away, and he puts it in his pocket.
Well, no reason to beat around the bush. I guess you got me. Good work, too. I was this close to getting it done on my own. Well, bud, I guess I have to cut you in on the deal. How much we talking? 2? 3?
And he just says,
I'm sorry? 2, 3? Not sure what you mean.
This says
2 or 3. It's easy. Can't you count?
And he just pulls out his gun immediately, and just some stupid shit he says to confuse him in the moment, and it's a shootout. He 2 or 3 is him just just two or 3 bullets. So I think we're immediately lunging ourselves into a combat here. So I think there's some rolls we need to make. Let's do enter the fray. So we're immediately going to act against an unaware foe, roll plus shadow. I don't know that they're unaware. I think it's in the thick of it in close quarters, and we're rolling iron. So that's more likely what we're doing here. When you're in a fight, increase your momentum, reset by 1. Then if you burn momentum to improve your result, add +1 on your next move. You know, I could have burned momentum for that last move. It would have gotten me a weak hit, but that's okay. Let me just make sure 100%. Have I done everything for my for my gather information? Yep, I invested. My investigation unearths a dire threat and reveals an unwelcome truth that undermines my quest. Yeah, the dire threat is that people have heard about what my job is here. The rumors have spread a little bit in the underworld of Unity Station, and so people wanted me kind of, not out of the picture so much as like, no, you're gonna work for me in this situation. Like, you think you're solo? No, if you need to make your way around here, you need this information to find Wolf. Well, I'm getting cut in on the deal. I don't like being taken out of anything good, or taken out of anything good. So we've completed the gather information, and it's just going into a combat situation. So we are entering the fray with iron. So let's see how this goes. What is the difficulty of these individuals? I think we need to immediately set that. I would say, so this is Unity Thugs. I'm just gonna literally call it Unity Thugs. Is there like maybe a dude for this? We could call them drift pirates at this point. Like these are basically drift pirates. So scavenged piecemeal armor, cobbled together weapons, tattoos and markings of victories. The drive is to survive, climb the ranks, build a mighty fleet. We can turn that all into just gaining influence in Unity Station. Tactics are they prowl for easy prey. Gravity harpoons to grapple targets, board seize cargo, and I think I like the idea of just turning this into physical. Like I think they probably have gravity weapons to theme to their ships, like things to incapacitate rather than to kill. It keeps them out of a little less trouble, and it keeps people captured and gets hostages, which is a bigger thing. I don't know that they're directly drift pirates, but they're close enough. We'll wait until the appendices comes out for all of the goodies here. So yeah, immediately just 2, 3, and he's just immediately firing at some of these guys, blowing away a few thugs, and hiding probably behind some whatever he can immediately hide behind. And we're starting to fight in the back alley of one of these sectors, one of these levels of this precursor vault. The dimly lit streets of Unity Station. So, without further ado, let's get that Enter the Fray move, and we are using iron. Think of it, close quarters. We have a +2 and 7 momentum. Let us roll the dice. Okay, so that's a 7, a weak hit. On a weak hit, choose 1. So I could be in control or I can take 2 momentum. I'm going to choose control. I immediately just fire at two of these thugs and take control of the situation. And they're immediately sort of on the back foot, not expecting me to actually attempt to fight this large group of individuals, I think. And did we didn't sort of set their difficulty, did we? Let's actually get back here a little bit and give some room in my UI, my makeshift UI, to copy, paste, get these bad boys in here so that I know difficulties, because that's important, at least to me, because it's difficult to not have this information down. It's all necessary. I'm going to put them akin to the difficulty of what we're dealing with here. Troublesome or dangerous? Let's ask the Oracle. Troublesome or dangerous? I say it's likely that they're troublesome. 11. They're dangerous. So yeah, it would have to be greater than 26. So they are actually dangerous. They are not all talk. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's color in dangerous then. This is not going to be an easy fight. We're immediately going to take control. This is the one time we can do a lot of moves just one after another without having to illustrate every single one, but we may be able to use the combat thing. We are coming close to the end, but let's just get this next bit of fight out here as Kurt Pines is immediately he's attempting to shoot everybody but the leader. He's gonna just get rid of this guy's thugs or get him running or get him scared or something, and make this guy fucking take him a little more seriously. Kurt's battle ready. He has battle experience. So first things first, I'm immediately just going to strike. He's immediately, he's taking control of the situation, firing, putting them on the defensive, and they're taking cover while he's probably just not even taking cover. He's just standing out in the middle and starting to blast people, straight from the hip, fucking Western style. And we'll just go for a strike. So when I'm in control and assault a foe at close quarters, I'm just going to roll iron. I would say close quarters because there's not a lot of distance in firing, even though I am using a sidearm. Very much your, I would think, Oh, it's a metal slugger, I think. It's a metal slugger, but it's very much like a hybrid, I think. I think his weapon is like a metal slugger, and it can have probably non-lethal like laser shots kind of thing. Or heat shots, whatever you want to call them, in this more rugged version of space. And he is going to go for the strike. So rolling with iron, that's going to be +2. Not even going to attempt to gain ground in the situation. I've got plenty of momentum to work with. I don't need a +1 in my next move quite yet. Let's see where the momentum works, because I might be able to push that forward here. So let's strike and see if we can mark progress twice and just get this fucking thing done. Roll dice. Oh God! No! 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 Oh boy! So that's a failure with, and there's no way for me to turn that around. That is a failure with really bad shit. So I am paying the price, but more so. What's the other thing that I can do? It's pay the price and also confront chaos. So that's when exploration uncovers something dreadful. Pay the price. I think that the crit is just making it hurt really bad. Do I just get like fucked up? Like they just like the thing that makes the most sense here. My music died. The thing that makes the most sense here is that I just get messed up on a really high level. I think I take 3. I think I take 3 harm just right off the bat. I think immediately, like, he thinks he's fucking got this. He pulls out his weapon to go fire, and I think there were more people like behind him that he wasn't aware of. There were extras. Is there like maybe a combat moves oracle? Sample encounters, miscellaneous oracles, combat action. Let me see. Maybe something extra. Maybe it doesn't just hurt me. Let's see. 35. Immediate taunt, intimidate, taunt, or frighten. Is their combat action. So maybe I'm taking some spirit here as well. I can immediately notice that a few of these people know what they're fucking doing. They're not just, unfortunately for me, they're not just your run of the mill shooting at a few cans in the back alley, shooting at rodents in their spaceship kind of thing. These are trained individuals, and I think they this so-called just thug in the back alleys is maybe a little more important than he thought he was, as he's able to afford maybe more skilled mercenaries. And I think not only am I going to take 2 on the hit, but I think I'm going to take a spirit hit here as well. A demoralization of like, this is not the situation I thought it was. And I think immediately we hear under his breath, fuck. And it's just not going in his favor. So that puts him in a bad situation immediately. So yeah, on a miss, the fight turns against you. You are in a bad spot. Pay the price. So I think we're immediately enduring harm, and then we're immediately enduring stress, one after another. And I think we're going to save the endure harm and endure stress rolls for next time, 1 and 2, and see if maybe we can resist some of it. Maybe we can come back from it. And if we roll good on those suffer moves, we might be able to get control of ourselves, get control of the situation, because any strong hit puts you back in a good spot. So we're going to come back, roll harm, roll stress next time, and see how this fight goes. Literally just trying to get some information to figure out where the warden is at, and things are already turning against me because I'm greedy. I don't want to work with these fucking nerds. Kurt Pines wants nothing to do with the underbelly of Unity Station, other than warden. I work for myself, and this would be exactly what he would do, and get roughed up on his way down there. So, jeez Louise. 2 9s, my luck. All right, that is what we're going to call it. Thank you for joining me, and I will catch you next time. Thursdays and Fridays are when Tuesdays and Thursdays around noon is when these are going to be uploaded. That is when I'm scheduling them, so you will see them there. I apologize I didn't mention that in previous episodes, but to add some consistency, since this one's going to be coming out mid-May, and I'll be more in that in the area I want to be with these. So Tuesday and Thursdays at noon is when these are going to be uploaded. So I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Bye.